hyped yesterday.
Good morning. It is October 21st, and I am standing here outside the Columbia College Chicago Student Center, where in just moments, the CCC student body, CCC faculty will unite to take a stand against Dr. Kim and his administration, who are cutting classes, and honestly, we're fed up. And we are here to take a stand, and we are on the street today. We're going to be talking to the student body and faculty at today's demonstration to really get an insight to how they're feeling and how important today's demonstration is to them. This $50 million student center that Dr. Kim built is contributing to the debt that this school is in. And today, we're taking a stand to take back our Columbia.
We all showed up! Yay! Alright, how much you...
Pussy.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars from us.
It won't tell us where it's going.
And won't tell us where it's
They're
going.
cutting 350 of our courses spring. Our 20 classes are going to be people this spring.
Yeah.
60% of our part-time faculty got cut for financial crisis, but they won't tell us what it's about. And they keep hiring attorneys with the money we don't have to tell us that they can't tell us what they're doing with our money.
Yeah. And last it was either last semester or this semester, Dr. Kim, who already has $1 million salary, took a $250,000 bonus on top of that, after saying that we are in a deficit or a crisis. So,
and I'm gonna tell you guys what, I didn't go to state school. I paid a whole lot of goddamn money to go to a private art school.
for the things that they're taking away. So,
If this doesn't work. But yeah, here we are.
This is a really good time. The library is under the cornfield.
oh,
That's so Illinois. That's so Illinois.
Yeah, they had a square acre of cornfield there since the university was built.
That's so
And so
funny.
they
And they kept it?
didn't want to screw it up. So they built the library under.
That's so awesome.
interesting.
Hey, well, yeah, I'm gonna put it on my list. I'm gonna put it on my list.
Okay, we're going to some sort of lecture by, I don't know, somebody.
Dr. Kim,
I have no
he's the
idea.
one taking all our money, so let him know. We're trying
let
to find
him,
him.
yeah, we're
Let him
trying.
know we're looking for him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he can take me to McDonald's.
Yeah, it's his first time showing up to campus this year, so I don't know what he's making
Did you see
$1 million a year.
Some girl just sent me this story. She just put it's giving Bob Iger at the
Let him
bottom.
know.
That's funny shit.
We would love to hear his speech and have a conversation.
Oh, I forgot my button.
What the fuck?
Yeah! Woo!
Get Kim out. I paid my degree, not brunch.
Get him out!
Get him out.
Sam, what's up? How's it going?
And I get you guys like all together. I already know you guys staying too. Come on, come on. I know it's gonna take a while. Yes, guys.
Hey.
Whoa.
All right, I want to start, if you guys don't mind. I tried to capture the demands and write it out in a way that's pretty formal, you know. And I was just speaking with your security. There's a lot of security here today. Please keep getting the word out. You guys are doing amazing, right? And we're sending out blasts to get faculty here. So if you guys don't mind, I'll read you the demands and, make sure that everyone's good with it, right? And what I would suggest is, if you are, we could take a copy of it on your phone, and that way you can just start getting it out, right?
Yes.
So I would love for this, I didn't have time this morning, but I would love for this to be printed large.
Yeah.
And we could bring it in. And I'm wondering if the print center would do it for us.
I don't know about that. I don't know if they're going to want us in.
We'll talk. Let's read through.
Are we
it real
talking
quick.
like AIDS, activism, condom over the building there?
Well, that would be pretty great.
If we get a large
And I wanted it red. A banner drop would be amazing. That would be amazing. All right. So, dear Chairman of the Board and members of the Board of Trustees of Columbia College Chicago, the Columbia Faculty Union Cfac and students of Columbia College Chicago demand that the following be implemented by noon, October 25th, 2023. Okay?
We're getting this done.
We're getting it done. Because you know what? If we wait too long, it's not going to happen. So noon, October 25th. All right. Immediate removal of Dr. Kim and Provost So, and I want to be clear, because if you don't put something in place after that, they're just going to put someone else in. That will. So I put some. That's why I'm wording this out. But that's number one, is the immediate removal of Dr. Kim and Provost David. The qualifier for it is no current member of the Kim cabinet will fill the role of president or provost. Cfac and students are prepared to meet on Wednesday, October 25th at 12 at the deadline, with recommendations for interim president and provost, while we set up a process by which a new search is conducted with our involvement, and a co-op structure of leadership is explored. So we're going to
Oh, hell
Hey,
no. Oh, hell no.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I just want to mention a couple things. If that's okay, I'm Laurent. I'm the Chief of Staff to the President. This is my colleague Sharon. She's the VP of Student Affairs. I understand you have a message you want to deliver to the President this morning. We want to make sure that happens so that you get a chance to do that.
We actually want to deliver it to the chairman of the board.
The Chairman of the Board is not here today.
Any of the board members?
No, the President is, though. And so I just want to throw something out. We want to make sure you get to deliver your message. We have parents and families who've flown in from all over to be here and meet with the President. We'd like to offer, and you still do whatever you want at 10, between 10 and 11, but we'd like to offer for you to meet with the President following the event. If you'd like to, we have a room we can use for that. I'd love to maximize the time he has to say what he has to say to the parents. Do what you choose to do with your time, but if you want to meet with him separately afterwards, we can do that.
I think, and I'm not going to speak for students, but the parents of these students, I think, would have supported to be known ahead of time before their students come to this campus. So I think the parents have a right to know.
Again, your choice. Diana knows how to get a hold of me, so if you guys want to take us up on it,
We'll
let
talk
me know.
about it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys.
I wish my dad knew.
All right, you guys. I don't want to speak for you, so if I ever say anything, please let me know. But I think I feel confident that the parents should know.
Their money.
All right, so, and that's what the security guard came over to me and said, are we going to, make sure that this is not going to disrupt?
Oh, we're disrupting. We're disrupting.
Going in the building. Yeah. Legally, we can't do that.
No, there's certain things.
Oh my God.
You have one. Let me see if they'll bring it up.
Yeah!
accountability, a line item budget will be provided to Cfac and students to enable us to creatively and collaboratively address financial health of Columbia College. No bonuses shall be paid out during the 2023-24 academic year or thereafter until the college is financially stable. Stop using overpaid consultants to tell us what our faculty already know. Stop giving bonuses to administrators who are already grossly overpaid. Stop focusing on advertising and branding and start focusing on our students. The next one is simply a tuition freeze, you guys. It's not happening. Stop anti-union efforts. Honor Cfac work preservation and stop trying to replace us. Stop trying to divide us and honor your commitment and restore a shared governance at Columbia College. A DEI ombudsman position shall be created. This is important, you guys. The group established, our group, is going to be the one responsible to be part of who is selected, the selected process, and the creating position description. The role of a DEI ombudsman is to support student, faculty, and staff in the advancement of DEI at Columbia College, removing DEI from a legalistic approach to a collaborative learning community approach. Bargain in good faith with the union. The administration shall provide basic human rights, a living wage, health insurance, job security, and negotiate in good faith. And finally, direct the administration in every effort to put student learning, mental health, and quality of education first. So that's the demands. Did I capture it pretty well? All right. I'll pass some around so that you can take a photo of it and you guys can share with others. So I don't have the group that we formed in front of me right now, and I really think there should be, if you could raise your hand on stage who came up, and I know there may be some others, because I really think we need to make sure that we have a full representation, and we did, from all departments, from different students and stuff. So I'd like you to come up and we can all read this together. We should read, the students should be reading this, right? Okay, you want to come up too? All right, you guys can all take turns. But is this good? Are we good? All right.
They deserve to be heard, and I know they're upset. The parents are here. There's new freshmen here. I'm sure we would have liked to fucking know what was going on, where our money was going, where we're sending us. I'm sure our parents wanted to know. So you know what? Let's disrupt, let's disturb, and let's get him out. Whose was this? Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
This is why English classes are important.
The door is not locked. We can all just walk. I paid for that. I said we paid for that. I can't really do anything about that.
Talking about.
Of the building I paid for. That's what I said. Let's go.
We have a parent here who has a student in first year at Columbia College.
We apologize.
And, and who's also a union vice president. So we have a parent standing next to me who's wearing red in support. And he would like to say, I asked him to say a few words. He has a student here, first year. He's a union vice president. I think he pretty quickly got the idea of what's going on here. He wants to support us. He understands that the parents have a right to know what's going on in this.
I applaud your efforts. I want you to know that you get attention in numbers, that union organizing is essential to raising the standard of living in this community and in all communities across.
I think it's gonna be right in your face. Sorry.
All right. All right, here we go. Your collective action is vitally important. Union activism is important. It is important for us to raise the standard of living in this community and in all communities across the nation. I noticed today I'm no stranger to gatherings like this. I'm no stranger to megaphones like this. In bargaining that I've been a part of, we staged something like this outside of our district offices, and the attorney for the administration came running out saying, stop, 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 let's come back into the table, we got a deal. I wanted you to know that when I walked up here this morning, your president was speaking, and all of a sudden somebody in a gray suit showed up. So you get attention in numbers. I would suggest that you continue putting the pressure on the administration to allow parents to know what's going on. As this sign says right in front of me, parents and your students are paying an awful lot of money for your education here. You should have excellent teachers. You should have teachers that want to stay here instead of leaving to go to other colleges in the area. I don't know if you've noticed, there's a few other schools in the area. And your action and your pressure will force the administration to make things right.
Sorry, how do I do this again? All right, are we ready? Okay, we're going to wait till 10 o'clock because I know there's a few more students coming and others that are arriving. So some of you didn't hear the demands. Do you want me to read it one more time? I don't know if I can do this.
I didn't realize it was you.
Oh, wait, don't.
No, you're all good. We're all doing the same thing.
Okay, here are the demands. The first one. the immediate removal of Dr. Kim and Provost Davis. Stop the attacks against Cfac and our students. Stop having Cfac, those faculty most on the margins who work with no health insurance, and some who are alumni of Columbia College Chicago, and students whose tuition keeps rising while classes, facilities, and quality of education decline, pay the consequences of poor management. Cease and desist. Financial responsibility, a line item budget will be provided to Cfac and students to enable us to creatively and collaboratively address the financial health of Columbia College Chicago. Stop using overpaid consultants to tell us what our faculty and students already know. Stop giving bonuses to administrators who are already grossly overpaid. Stop focusing on advertising and branding and start focusing on our students. And there's no question, there's a tuition freeze. Stop anti-union efforts, honor Cfac work preservation, and stop trying to replace us. A DEI ombudsman position will be created by this group. The role is to support students, faculty, and staff in the advancement of DEI at Columbia College, removing DEI from a legalistic approach to a collaborative learning community approach. Bargain in good faith with Cfac. The administration shall provide basic human rights, a living wage, health insurance, job security, and negotiate in good faith. And finally, direct the administration to put student learning, mental health, and quality of education first. Okay, there was a group that signed up, or at least volunteered, to be the front-facing students to submit these demands. Who are those? If you could raise your hands.
Up to the front. Up to the front.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, my suggestion, if it's okay, if you first of all, are these demands good?
Yeah.
My suggestion is to have each of us read one of the demands out loud to everyone.
Yes.
To everyone.
Yes.
Woo!
Let's do it.
They asked us not to disrupt you guys. One of my faculty colleagues said we asked them to not raise tuition. All right, so I have 8 demands here, and I know we have more than 8 that volunteered.
Yes.
I want to make sure that it's 8 from different departments. Introduce your department when you're reading these out loud. So which A?
I'm ASL department. There's barely any of us here. So.
Yeah.
I'm art
I'm
history.
film and television.
I'm also film.
I'm intimacy choreography.
What is that? Animation? Yeah.
I'm art history. I mean, I can try, but I'm
You know what? Actually, I changed my mind. This is what I'm going to suggest. Everyone that was part of that group, and if you, of course, we may have a few other, is just say your name and say the department that you're from, and then we could read the demands. That way they know it's from all of us, right? So I wish we had a red banner drop that we could put here with the demands, but I think that's still possible, that we could do something like that. In the meantime, the demands are getting posted on, well, they should be posted on, what is it, Cfac? We just set this one up.
No.
Yeah, the Instagram. Cfac_strong. Cfac_strong, you guys. Please take a look at that. We'll post the demands on there. Spread this widely, okay?
All right, so, yeah, I only have to take a photo of it.
When are we doing this?
What time is it? 10 o'clock? 10:01.
It's 10:01.
It's 10:01. Are you guys ready?
That's
Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Dr. Kim has got to go, hey, hey!
I don't know if they don't optimize it.
All right, you guys, let's go in!
Red Rover, Red Rover!
that's a way to put it.
Just leave the picket signs when you walk in right on the side there, if you can. No, it's not. I'm just making that recommendation, but definitely have your IDs. They want you. Actually, I don't know about that. I understand security saying that you always have to have an ID to get in the building, but I do not want the students to be targeted or the faculty. But if any one of us is targeted, any one of us, we need to know right away. Right away, if you're targeting if anyone tries to approach you, if anyone tries to tell you come into a meeting, let us know immediately.
That's too bad.
Okay, there it is. You show you.
No signs. No signs. You don't have to touch anybody. Why are you touching me? That fucking woman grabbed me. She grabbed me.
I don't like the way she fucking grabbed.
Thank you.
Fucking security state. On the 5th? Yeah, please. Yeah, of course. I've got everything that's been sent so far. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. That was when we did it. I was on my family freaking out.
Fifth? Fifth floor!
I'm sure if we just open them, we could.
I'd assume. Why don't we wait till we're all here and then storm in?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot more of us.
Thank you.
We support you peacefully.
So you guys are just working here.
I
Just
know.
doing your job.
I was taking sick leave.
Gotta get that money. She had no idea what was going on. I was like,
It's like we're at the White House.
Dr. Kim might just literally.
Yeah. All good things. All good things.
There's more space on the other end of
No, we can go in.
No, let's wait. I'm wearing red. Oh yeah, you are. Don't accuse me. I'm kind of. I didn't have any red shirts, but I dug him.
Yeah, do we want to send some down?
Yeah.
Yeah. We might be going down to third. If we get in and he's not in there, we have people on the third.
Well, let's see. I had a feeling that check and see.
Like 1892.
He's here!
Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Dr. Kim has got to go. Hey, hey.
My name is Vallera, and I'm the president of the faculty union here at Columbia College.
Take Kim's mic.
Y'all better not cut off Miss Speech.
Hello, my name is Marcella. I am a sophomore. I'm a film and television student. Dear Chairman and the Board of Members of the Board of Trustees of Columbia College Chicago, the Columbia Union Factor and the students of Columbia College Chicago demand that the following be implemented by noon on October 25th, 2023. Number one, the immediate removal. Go ahead.
So for context purposes, I want everyone to know this isn't something that happened clearly overnight. This is something that's been going on for way too long, and there's a series of events that happened that attacked the part-time faculty union, the majority of the faculty here who work without health insurance, who don't make a minimum living wage, who are the majority of the faculty at Columbia College Chicago, who are represented by a union, who this administration has repeatedly over and over decided to have legal maneuvering and tactics to ignore this union, to bypass this union, and then 2 weeks before the semester began, announced, didn't come to the union, didn't notify the union, didn't notify the students, and they were going to remove approximately 350 classes from classes that were enrolled, classes that were filling, classes that were going to be going, and classes that students needed and wanted, most importantly wanted. As part of the directive, this came from the provost, who said we need to save $2 million and decided, and this has been a long history of mismanagement on the part of this institution, a long history of mismanagement, and decided that $2 million was going to come off the backs of those most on the margins, the part-time faculty. And let's remember what happened during COVID. Remember what happened during COVID and what happened to those part-time faculty. And then let's remember what happened to our students. The students come here for one-on-one small classroom instruction. That's what's advertised. That's one of the reasons why they're here. They come for the faculty. They come from an institution that believes in community building. They come from an institution that's going to promote and help them and secure a job when they leave here. A career, not just a job, but a career. And our faculty were appalled when they did this. It harms our faculty, it disregards those most on the margins, and they kept increasing tuition for our students. But then we saw some of the financials that still won't be released to us. And the financials that we can see, because they're public, what we noticed was that there was a few people at the top who made this decision, by the way. It was not all the stakeholders, it was none of the stakeholders, it was a few people at the top who made these decisions, all of whom are making grossly overpaid salaries, while all of us are paying tuitions that are going up for less quality of education, for increase in class size. That's part of the directive. Increase class size, and they're not wanting anyone to know this. Later, after we exposed it, they're starting to say, yes, we are going to increase class size. But they're still refusing to bargain in good faith with the union. We had to file unfair labor practices. What we're doing is standing up not just for our rights, which absolutely we're going to stand up for the quality of education for our students. We're going to stand up for fair wages. We're going to stand up for equitable distribution of resources, of money, and we're going to put everything we do first and foremost for our students and for quality of education. No one would even work with the union. What does that tell you? We're working with an institution who is anti-union. What does that mean? What does that say to our students? And this is something that really pushes me over. A lot of things do, obviously. But faculty, the part-time faculty, there are so many part-time faculty that are alumni. Shame on you. Alumni of this institution. That's how you treat your students, the students that you gave them degrees and then they become part-time faculty, and this is how you disregard them. This is a disregard for all of us. It's a disregard for everyone. We do this work, we're doing it across this country. Why? Because we have to protect the middle class. We have to make sure that people at the top aren't making all this grossly overpaid income at the expense of everyone else. That's what's happening. And let's be clear, what happened as well is that what was exposed and it was not told, none of this was told to us. And while they were having to save everything because there was a financial crisis, not only did we see that those people at the top were increasing their salaries during a pandemic, salaries that are gross, and you can take a look at those salaries, grossly overpaid, Then they increased their bonuses. So Dr. Kim, according to the 990, increased a bonus of over $240,000.
Was it worth it?
Let's be clear, $240,000, that in itself would cover approximately 49 of those courses that were canceled for our students. As a consequence of years of mismanagement, again, I want to make it clear, this is not just one, this is a consistently mismanagement on the part of this college that has put us in a place that they claim there's a financial crisis. We all know that every time a union goes into bargaining, there's a financial crisis happening at our institution. Yes. So we have come together, we said no more, no more. All of us came together and we said enough is enough. And this time, this is the demands, and we have a deadline of when to meet these demands. And the students came together and they have self-selected some students that represent the entire college, every single department. And what I would like them to do is introduce themselves, and then we're going to read the demands. There's 8 demands here, and thank you for your patience. They all said they want to make sure prospective parents understand what's happening at this institution. And we can do something about it. We love this school. Our and this is ultimately to make sure we save the integrity of the school. So I'm going to pass it to each student. There's about, I think, 8 or 9 that are going to name which department they're from, and then we're going to do the demands.
Hey, I'm Tegan Wopat. I am an ASL interpreting and acting double major. The cutting of courses has really fucked me over. And our first demand is the immediate removal of Dr. Kim and Provost David. Yes. Immediate. No current member of the Kim cabinet to fill the role of president or provost. CFAC and students are prepared to meet on Wednesday, October 25th at 12 p.m. with recommendations for interim president and provost, while we set up a process by which a new search is conducted with our involvement, and a co-op structure of leadership is explored. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Elaine Brown. I'm in acting and intimacy choreography, which looks at creating sustainable places in theater. The second demand. Stop the attacks against Cfac and our students. Stop having Cfac, those faculty most on the margins who work with no health insurance, and some who are alumni of Columbia College Chicago, and students whose tuition keeps rising while classes, facilities, and quality of education decline, pay the consequences of poor management. Cease and desist any increase in class size and elimination of classes that have occurred in fall 2023 and are planned for spring 2024, and stop any section elimination project. Selected by students and faculty, selected by Cfac, shall form a committee charged with reviewing programs, reviewing facilities, and student support services for the possible restoration of courses removed in the last 3 years, and the expansion of facilities and student resources to support student success and the academic integrity of programs. The group will work directly with the Board of Trustees concerning implementation of the formal recommendations from the group. The purpose of this committee is to review access to facilities and course offerings to ensure academic integrity of the programs and to support student success.
My name's Jack Pedro, and I'm a film and television major with a concentration in producing. Our third demand is about financial responsibility. A line item budget will be provided to Cfac and students to enable us to creatively and collaboratively address financial health at Columbia College. No bonuses shall be paid out during the 2023 to 2024 academic year or thereafter until the college is financially stable. There will be no cuts. There will be no cuts in wages or class offerings to Cfac. Should there be a need to make cuts requiring reduced pay for Cfac, such cuts will be across the board, all Columbia wage earners, and calculated in an equitable way and through an equitable distribution, where the highest paid have the greater percentage of have a greater percentage reduction to pay in pay. Equitable distribution, those paid over $200,000 shall have their pay reduced by the largest percentage. There will be multiple lower tiers taking a smaller percentage reduction, the lower the wages. Any reduction in Columbia employee pay shall be implemented equitably. Stop using overpaid consultants to tell us what our faculty already know. Stop giving bonuses to administrators who are already grossly overpaid. And stop focusing on advertising and branding. Start focusing on your students.
My name is Go Jean. I'm also a cinema and television major with a focus in producing. The fourth demand is a tuition freeze. So, over the course of years, since freshman year, our tuition has been on the rise by 15% or more, which is outrageous. And if you think about it, this is where your money is going. To him, this building, and mismanagement. And that's not only your hard-earned money, but it's ours too.
My name is Madeline Swicklow, and I represent the photography department. Stop anti-union efforts. On our CFAC work preservation, stop trying to replace us with other faculty or increase other faculty workload. Stop trying to divide us and honor your commitment to one faculty and restore CFA seats on shared governance.
My name is Sable. I'm a computer animation major. Our sixth on the list is bargain in good faith with Cfac. The administration shall provide basic human rights, a livable wage, health insurance, job security, and negotiate in good faith to resolve any ULPs. Yes.
That's right.
Hi, my name is Megan Cole. I am a fashion student. I'm also a disabled student. A DEI ombudsman position shall be created, and the group established in number 4 shall be part of the selection process in creating the position description. This role is to support student, faculty, and staff in the advancement of DEI at Columbia College Chicago, while removing DEI from a legalistic approach to a collaborative learning community approach. Woo! Yeah!
My name is Rebecca Diaz. I'm a film and television with a concentration in producing. I'm a minor in theater. And I'm also a Latina in this U.S. Direct the administration to put student learning, mental health, and quality of education first.
Lastly, just to make the extra mark on behalf of all of the students that we have in this room, right here with you, parents, I know you care about your students and your future, your bloodline. You want them to go on and be greater than you are. For me, Tommy Anderson, I'm a black designer. First generation. My goal and every student's goal is to make the most of the higher education that we have in the U.S. We don't want to go from state to state figuring out any type of institution or university that has to offer better when we could simply make this one better for all of the community.
I want to make sure the students that volunteer to take the role to just at least introduce yourself. Yes.
My name's Abigail. I'm an art history major. Most of my majors taught by adjunct professors, and they're being treated horribly. They don't get paid enough per class. Their class sizes are up to tripling, which is egregious. I'm having a hard time affording things. Tuition went up like $5,000, and I just want to do something good in the world, make a change. And I thought I could do that here, and with Dr. Kim in leadership, I'm not sure that's possible, and so I'm hoping all of us.
Is there any other students? Yes. There's one student right next to me that asked to say a few words, and I know there's some other students, and I want to make sure we give them the voice because we want to make sure their voices are heard. I thank you all for taking this time to listen to us, and we'd like to hear from you as well. The student next to me.
My name is Damien. I am once again a film and television student.
That was great.
Dr. Kim, I have something to say in the words of a great 20th century philosopher. You may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile. You may find yourself with a beautiful house, and you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Off the backs and the wallets of Columbia faculty, students, and parents.
Yeah.
We will not continue to pay a tuition that probably costs more than what many of us will make in our careers after we graduate, just so you can continue to live in the life of I say, not at Columbia. $250,000 bonuses funded with our tuition, not at Columbia. Cutting major courses from our curriculum, especially egregiously from some of our most popular BFA programs like directing that fills up immediately, not at Columbia. Faculty and students an environment to bring out our best selves and commit to something we love, not at Columbia. By the time we bring this down on you entirely, Dr. Kim, to go back to the words of the great David Byrne, you may say to yourself, how did I get here?
Oh, yeah!
My name is Lila Hernandez. I'm a 20-year-old junior here at Columbia. I'm a major in art history and a minor in philosophy and religion. I would like to be able to take the classes required for my major. So I can graduate on time, maybe early if I can. And yeah, I just think if you're not going to put the faculty and the student body as a priority, then we're just going to have to prioritize each other and work together to get what we need.
I'm Ren Eck. I am yet another film and television major, but I am also a student worker. I have worked hand in hand with faculty for years, helping students learn how to direct, how to, try their own productions. And for a film department so big, we're running on broken C-stands, broken computers. watch the faculty struggle in a way that they do not deserve. And we've had enough.
I know I introduced myself earlier. I just want to say, class sizes increasing for my program would be catastrophic. As it is, as I am also a student worker. I work in the fashion lab, and I am teaching other students because the teachers do not have the time to teach their own students. At one point, I actually taught 6 students at a time how to do pattern making 1, a foundational class that you need to understand to succeed in the rest of the program. Additionally, too, this administration has failed to help their students when they needed it. I previously lived at the ARC. 2 weeks ago, a girl was murdered only 100 feet from the dorm entrance. Dr. Kim did not send out a college-wide announcement. It took 9 hours for us to get any sort of information or to even know what happened. I did not know what happened until 2 days after from my roommates because it was buried in a slew of other emails. Kim could have easily made a college-wide announcement that wasn't just on email. He could have made a wider reach so people are aware, but instead our safety was at risk. And still, safety has not increased at that dorm.
Yes. That's right. Thank you.
And one last thing too, as a disabled student, I already have to spend a lot of time in the shadows working to figure out ways of doing tasks that work for me. A lot of that involves talking with my professors, but if I can't talk to my professors, I would not be able to succeed. And I only have 1 semester left, but I'm worried about all the other disabled students who are going to come after me, and that's why I'm speaking out.
Hello everyone, my name is James Rabin. I am a sophomore. I am also a student worker. I work for the TRIO group here at school. It's not really widely known. TRIO is a Congress-funded organization that gives access to the school for disabled students, first-generation students, and low-income students. As somebody who is all 3 of those things, I am furious. I'm livid. Because those are the people that this school is made for. With a 95% acceptance rate, only 40% will graduate in a 4-year span. That means with the cutting of classes, we will be stuck here longer, meaning that we will not graduate in the 4-year path, which means we will spend more money, which means they will get paid more. We need to stand up for our minority students, our disabled students, and our low-income students, because we are the root of this school. We are artists. We command, we create, and we change.
My name is Fab Stevenson. If you don't know my name, you know my petition. At the beginning of the year, I created a petition to increase hours and availability in the fabrication facility. I am here representing my co-student workers, the staff members that work in those facilities, and the staff members that do literally everything they are able to do to help our students. And I feel the pain of the students who are not able to reach their full potential because of the massive cuts in our department. So I just want to say, my petition has seen over 8,000 eyes, and I think we really need to show a similar support for CFAC.
That's right.
Hello, my name is Destiny Chapman. I'm here for the acting and stage combat. Over my course of the years here, this is not the Columbia I searched out for when I was in high school. This is not the Columbia that I started at, and this is not the Columbia I went to attend to be at. On top of that, I am a transfer, so I had to leave an institution to come to this one. That was hard enough. I don't want to do it again. And I'm a student worker. I am a student call ambassador that are calling students, calling
so many people that are interested in the Columbia that is advertised, not the Columbia that is trying to be changed. Yup! You pride yourself on part-time faculty, working professionals. That's why I came here. For the small classes, that's why I came here. I cannot function in a big class. I cannot function without having active professionals that are teaching my classes. You get rid of them, you get rid of the class size, you do not have the Columbia you are advertising. We are
Jonathan Webster. I am a part of the Theater Tech and Design program with a concentration in sound and lighting. I am a transfer student, I am a student worker, and I just want to be fucking proud of where I go.
Hello, my name is Emily M. Johnson, and I am a minor in voiceover. Voiceover, as a profession in itself, is already grossly underpaid. And to see these working professionals already dealing with the shit they have to go through their industry, dealing with the shit dealing with the shit here at Columbia, it angers me so much. Yes. And not just the voiceover teachers, all the part-time faculty. I have felt more supported, I've been taught so much more in my 2 years here at Columbia, 1.5 technically, my 1.5 years here at Columbia, than I have ever had in my entire fucking life. And to see all these wonderful, wonderful part-time faculty members that this institution is built upon be treated like garbage? Yes. That angers me directly to my core, and this is not the Columbia that I thought I was signing up for.
Do better, Columbia!
Hi, so you asked Diana to introduce herself to everyone. I was just wondering if you could introduce yourself in the suit.
Yeah!
Hi, my name is Laurent Pernot. I'm the Chief of Staff in the Office of the President.
Okay.
Quiet!
What were you doing on your phone?
I was taking notes as to the demand so we remember when we met about it later.
You'll get it!
Hi. Sorry.
Hi, my name is Nora Logan. I am an acting major here at Columbia. Something that I heard yesterday at a real town hall meeting that scared me to my core was the talk of losing our accreditation. Now, this talk came up, it was brief, but it scared me still. The talk of accreditation, Dr. Kim allegedly said, "Who cares if we lose it?" This means that our degrees that we are all paying for and working for are not degrees. They are pieces of paper. So when we try and go into the industry that we have now spent hundreds of thousands of dollars here to get access to, we won't have access to it.
Hi, I'm an international student that came to Chicago about 2.5 years ago on promises Columbia made to me, such as merit scholarships and so on. I come here, I work at the DPC by the way, and I used to be a student ambassador. I got hired as staff. My contract was deleted by the administration because I'm international. They decreased my pay by $4 an hour without informing me, and I'm being threatened with my visa, with my everything here if I took any action. Every day I'm harassed by my managers saying that I should shut up about all of this. And all my witnesses, I got selected as the top 50 designers in the USA, and this is how you treat me? I got $2,000 in scholarships, and my DSO and counselor told me how hard it was to get that scholarship and I should be lucky about it. I have a 4.0 GPA. Is this what I deserve in this school?
So there are so many stories here today, Dr. Kim and others, that are so important to hear, and you're going to continue to hear more because there's testimonials being filmed. This isn't going to stop. These demands need to be met. There's one thing that and we are very careful to make sure that everything that is said here is accurate. And there's one thing that was said that I want to clarify. When I stood in this room and you were speaking, Dr. Kim, you were describing and talking about the Board of Trustees, and you posed a question about accreditation. And so that's very different, and I want to clarify that. Okay. That's okay. I mean, I just want to make sure we clarify anything like that.
But he did say that he didn't think that we should know where the money was going.
He did say,
that was confirmed.
He did, and I cannot get a response, and it's in writing, and I forgot exactly what that writing was. It's not relevant for us to know as a union where the money is going. That's the response I got in writing. I'm sure you have a copy of that. So all of this is unacceptable, and what you're seeing and hearing is a climate of fear for some. There's some in this institution that are terrified. And you created that climate. Your administration has created that climate. We're not afraid. We are not afraid to stand up. We're clearly not afraid to speak up. We have to speak up. And why are we doing this? It's because we have to make sure that our students are getting the quality of education. We have to make sure the part-time faculty, who are the backbone of this institution, are treated fairly and equitably. And this is difficult because, of course, we were approached and said, you don't want to disrupt this, you don't want to disrupt this day. We have to disrupt this. We have to make sure that everyone understands what's going on at this institution. And our goal is to save it and have a Columbia that we're proud of and that we recommend our students to come to, and no more false advertising. So stay tuned. These demands will be delivered to the Board of Trustees, and they have to be met by this Wednesday at noon. We are not going to wait any longer. We are not going to allow you to divide us. We will not allow anybody in this room to be retaliated against. We will not allow it. If there's any more students that want to speak up, otherwise, I don't know if anybody would like to ask us questions. We are so happy to answer questions.
I just want to say thank you to the Student Center staff for letting us in, because there were some...
I want to hear, like, your responses.
Yeah.
As prospective parents,
As per, yeah.
this is where your money's going.
This is where you're going.
We are parents, we're not prospective parents. Oh, you're parents. But it's affecting you right now.
Of course, but I have a lot of thoughts and feelings here. I see all sides, I feel for you, and I am with you, but I am also not impressed by some of the language I'm hearing.
Guys, be respectful. Be respectful.
Know your audience. You know what? You're passionate, and I love that. I think it's important. I want you to stand for yourself, and of course, do what you need to do, but do it respectfully, do it professionally. Use language that anyone can listen to. I don't need to hear your F-bombs. I know you won't say it, but know your audience.
I can't afford to eat anymore.
Be respectful.
How was that respectful?
Be respectful.
Be respectful.
I'm with you, friends. I am with you. 100%.
Friends, that's enough
with you, but I want you to do it respectfully.
I'd like to know what Columbia College's fund and balance equity is.
And can you please state your name?
Dominic Perone.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Dominic.
Would Columbia like to respond? Dr. Kim?
Students. You brought up a lot of things that are hard to hear.
What about the union?
But wait a minute. But it's important to recognize that you're at an institution that values every voice.
Are you sure about that?
Well, that's all right. And we are in active negotiations with the union, and it's our intention to keep a fair dialogue going. I've heard a lot of what you're saying. I have to say, and again, in the same way that you have opinions, I have opinions too. I don't think that everything you're saying is actually based on a full knowledge of what's going on at the college, but that's okay. It's all right. Now, coming back to your question, sir, I'm not sure I don't know what that means, so maybe you can elaborate a little bit for me and I can try to answer it for you.
Did you say that Columbia College is meeting to dip into approved funds in order to make up the difference in the budget?
So the college had, up till now, about $80 to $90 million in a reserve fund, and after this year, that fund will be exhausted because of our continuing deficit.
Because of your bonuses.
We also have an endowment, but the challenge with dipping, well, first of all, it's a sign of a very weak financial situation to start dipping. We already take 5% every year from the endowment, so that's part of our operating budget. After this year, unless we continuously reduce our deficit spending, we'll have to start taking more than that from the deficit. And the challenge with that is as the endowment shrinks, it's less able to fund the ongoing operations of the institution. Say it again, sir? The endowment currently is around $200 million. So let me answer this since it's coming up as a question. So there's two things. Presidents in their contracts have different forms of income, and one piece is called deferred compensation, which is basically a tool that boards use to encourage presidents to stay. And so the it's actually, the correct number is $250,000, was part of a deferred compensation agreement that's in my contract. That's not a bonus, that's part of my contract. And the other bonuses that you're talking about, there was 1 year, which would have been 2021, when, I will finish if you would let me, thank you. So the board of directors felt that we at Columbia had done a particularly strong job of managing the college during the pandemic, particularly in comparison to other institutions. And as a result, they approved a series of one-time bonuses for members of the administration. That's what that is.
What about bonuses for teachers?
So that's the answer to the question. That's the answer to the question. Other things are fine, but so let me ask our students a question. Do you want me to have an opportunity to finish speaking to the families here, or do you want to not have that happen this morning? And the other question I have for you is, it looks like this is a group primarily of students, is that correct? Yes. All right, well, say it again. Great, thank you. Happy to try to set up some chance for us to talk and...
Right here.
Well, this is about to be over. No, this session is about to be over. Happy to talk, but the reality is, just so you all know, whether it's trickling down to you as students in a way that's effective, which if it isn't, I'm very sorry to hear. What we're trying to do is, within very constrained financial circumstances, make sure that you are getting a quality education and graduating. And it's important to remember that there's a difference sometimes between the things that you want and the things that the faculty community must get in order to have the true worth of your education. So I'm just, think about that for a second. You don't have to accept it, you don't have to like it. Where are we with
time on our session.
We have time. We have a lot of time.
You have time, but our families have it scheduled today. Hold on just one second.
First of all, we've reached this point, not to speak with you, Dr. Kim, at this point. We are going to be speaking to the Board of Trustees. Okay?
I will make sure that the board receives that list of 18.
We'll make sure that the board receives it. Targeting the part-time faculty, which is the backbone of this institution, after what happened during COVID, is shameful, Dr. Kim. It's shameful.
I'm very concerned, Diana. Very concerned. I don't think that there's any targeting going on, but
We're telling you there is.
So let's deal with the facts. The facts are that you did not come to the union. 2 weeks prior to the semester, we were in bargaining talks. For those of you that understand bargaining, you have an obligation to come to the union. You implemented, through the provost, unilateral changes that have direct consequences to mandatory subjects to bargain. For us, that is wages, that was an increase in class size. It directly harms quality of education, it harms our students, and it was the directive stated. The directive was, 2 weeks before the semester began, get rid of 300 and something courses that students want, students need, and only target the most marginalized of faculty, the part-time faculty, while they're in bargaining talks. This is what happened. We had to file unfair labor practice. You are hiring attorneys. You keep hiring attorneys. You have attorneys in-house now that sit at the bargaining table instead of you, instead of anyone else there, instead of the provost there, who now you're paying, the students' tuition is paying to fight the union instead of working with us. Those are the facts. That's what's going on.
I will accept your statements. I don't agree with all of them, but that's our prerogative, right? I think
It's a fact. You're
anti-union.
You're anti-union.
The fact is, we are in negotiation.
Yeah,
right?
who's we?
We are.
Who's we?
We're having an ongoing bargaining. It's a little stuck right now. There's no lack of respect for the role that part-time faculty play at this institution. I'm the president that came in and talked about our faculty being one faculty. I still feel that way, but the underlying financial reality is that different classes of faculty have different relationships to the institution. We're trying to make this work for the long-term future of the institution. That's what's going on.
So show us the finances.
So let's be clear. This institution was founded on working professionals. You just heard the students say this is why they're coming to this institution. We make up the majority of the faculty. We were founded on 100% part-time faculty. Institutions across this country, and Columbia is not alone in this, but they certainly are participating in classifying us as part-time faculty. This is a way for them to not have to give us health insurance, or at least try not to give us health insurance, and they do not. We make $5,100 for a class. That is not a living wage on an average. That's how much faculty make. We were here through the pandemic. We thought we learned as an educational institution that those that are most on the margins were most harmed. And we absolutely know this to be true, especially those of us in faculty who are economically harmed at this institution. The Black and brown communities were harmed during the pandemic. How is this an equitable commitment, equitable distribution to dealing with any kind of financial funds when you're targeting, and it is targeting, you only are targeting the part-time faculty, those that are most on the margins? How is that an equitable distribution? I was asked at bargaining, well, how else can we do $2 million? And I absolutely responded with, stop giving anyone bonuses, and you distribute the money equitably. It's an investment, and we're all in this together. You don't disregard and throw out and basically fire the part-time faculty And that's the message you're giving. These are alumni from Columbia. Alumni from Columbia that you're saying are discardable, that aren't treated well, and because you decided to classify them in a way that you think they don't have a voice at this institution.
First of all, I didn't decide anything, Diana. You've been here much longer than me. This is why that's the role of negotiation at the bargaining table, right? This is not a bargaining session. So I know.
You've been bargaining for 5 months.
I heard, that's right. And we'll keep bargaining until we can come to an equitable, fair agreement.
Are you gonna show
up? Wait. So,
when you get rid of the third
this session for our families was scheduled to go to 10:45. So, wait a minute, let's have some respect for our guests, because you have to remember a lot of our families have come in from out of town. Clearly, this morning was somewhat different than what they expected, but that's all right. It's important, I think, for our families to see this is a school that is open to conversation, discussion, dialogue, disagreement.
You say that you were open for this discussion, then why did you ask us to not come here then?
I didn't ask you to not come here.
Your security did.
Why were we directed to the wrong room?
The answer to that question is...
My daughter, who transferred here, also film and television. Yay. My daughter transferred here from other liberal arts colleges that did not suit her needs because of, one, a greedy system, SCAD. Two, a liberal arts college that was so wonderful but so poor, that they couldn't even pay their teachers, therefore she couldn't continue her education. Columbia became the solution. And I have 2 good friends who graduated from Columbia and work in the industry, and they do very well. Now they're the top % of performing people who make a living, and they're not worried about where their income is coming from. But, anymore. But, both of those people convinced me to come here because of the faculty. So this affects us. I would imagine that the majority of parents who are here are middle class people. We own our own business, my husband and I. We have to find our insurance to pay it. And if something happens, we're still SOL for paying a big medical expense. So I would imagine that most of us completely sympathize with part-time faculty who are most likely the parents' ages, who understand what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck and have no insurance. I'd like to say, I am not saying those people in our society who have earned a large income should all be vilified, but I do think this being a liberal arts college, that we should be very mindful of what's going on with your and whoever else's salary making Columbia what it is and what it was. Yep. Right? They are suffering. They're suffering. Yep. And I am so proud of all of these students. Woo! I came to this weekend not knowing any of this was going to happen, right? Yep. Right. But what I'm saying is, please do not be dismissive in your comments. Yep. Because you may not realize it, but you are coming across as someone who does not understand the struggles. Yep.
Thank you for these comments. I do want to say one thing. And Dr. Kim, it is dismissive. When you make certain comments and you acknowledge the students, and of course there was an underway saying, where's the faculty? And you know what? You know very well that part-time faculty are afraid of this institution. You've created that climate of fear. They are coming out strong. They will be voting. We are voting on a strike currently. And they voted to have me and other leaders that are here, and there are part-time faculty, to stand up and be the voice to speak to you. And that's why I'm here. So don't dismiss the 600 and something part-time faculty that I represent.
Yep.
So thank you, everyone. I think that this session is over.
No! Let her speak!
Stand up! Stand up! Here we go!
I have a freshman here, and I also work for an independent private school and work directly with the board, as well as the director of curriculum. I just would like to have some insight into
I have a freshman here, and I also work, my primary job is to work with the president of our private high school, as well as the board of directors, as well as the director of curriculum. And I know the decisions made for course offerings is generally done in the spring time frame. At what point and how did the decision be made to cut 340 courses?
Not exact number, but we all, every fall semester, just before we start the class schedule, we look at enrollment figures within sections. So every year, we start the year by reducing the overall load of classes based on who's enrolled in what. We also open up sections when there's a need for them. The primary factor is maintaining a certain course load level, and also looking at students' graduation plans and making sure that if there are courses that have to be offered so that students can take them in the right sequence they're offered. I'm not directly involved in that work. That happens in academic affairs, but that's the process. This year, I think we were more rigorous about looking at those numbers because of our financial situation. I think in the past, we've been a little bit more lax about running courses that were under-enrolled. This year, I think we stuck more to our own guidelines, which is why the number is higher than it's been.
What about the classes that were fully enrolled that you canceled?
That I don't know anything about.
You got rid of directing. You got rid of directing 3, and that is a BFA that is advertised as you need to get in it immediately.
I want to be honest to everyone here, and we owe it to them. There was a directive that came out of the provost office, and to answer the question, it was my understanding it was decided on by 6 or 7 people. Nobody else, no stakeholders, no faculty, no input from anyone. And those people who are making top salaries at this institution decided to keep their salaries, make sure to keep their bonuses, make sure to keep your bonus, your salary. And what they decided was 350 something, I don't have the exact number, but approximately that, 2 weeks before the semester began. The exact date, I believe, was August 11th. And 2 weeks before the semester began, didn't come to the union, by the way. There is an application, I think you know that, and decided to just go ahead and implement this. And the decision was to increase class size because there was a demand for these classes. Let's be clear, it wasn't the regular like you're describing. There's a demand for these classes, but it was a cost-saving measure to save $2 million over this academic year on the backs of part-time faculty, students, because the quality of education, they're coming here for those one-on-one instruction. The directive is to try to increase class size everywhere. Sometimes class sizes that increased double, triple in size. What's happening in curriculum at our institution, and I would love to show you and talk to you about it, it's horrible. Decisions are being made, they're just top-down decisions. It's not faculty that are making these decisions. Everyone here is being told we have this directive and we have to increase class size. Every department is going through this. And so the incoming students are going to see class sizes double in size. You have to advertise and make it honest to everyone what their students are going into.
We're going to end this session here.
Why wasn't there more transparency with the parents of these students and the
I'm looking for transparency. I'm looking for communication for the parents. I'm a mother of an incoming freshman, and I was sold and enthusiastic on everything Columbia has to offer. And today is the first tone and information I'm having of this unjust situation and this challenge that is being presented between faculty, teachers, union, and students. Where is the transparency, sir?
Good morning. I'm Marcella David, Senior Vice President and Provost, and I just wanted to explain what the planning was. This summer, we had an additional challenge with our budget. And as is the case for all of the educational institutions, we need to try and make sure that we are able to provide what we have to provide within the budget that is available. Excuse me, so let me continue. What was the challenge? The challenge was that we have a certain range of number of students we believe in our planning are going to enroll in our college. We have an expectation based on the mix of students and the scholarship assistance that we're providing to allow students to come. And that is our tuition revenue, which is the bulk of what we have in order to spend. When it turned out that our expectations were not what we had hoped in terms of our revenue, in August, I was asked to help narrow the gap. I did not actually ask anyone to remove, and nor were there 300 courses removed from the fall semester. I asked, excuse me, let me finish, because the way that it was presented was to suggest that we eliminated classes that were already being enrolled and that the students were therefore foreclosed from classes where they were already enrolled. As the president noted, every year, every semester before the semester starts, we remove classes where there is less enrollment than the full enrollment that's expected for running a class, and that happened. Our faculty to think about the spring schedule and to, in their planning for the spring schedule, try and accomplish a few things. One thing that I've asked them to accomplish is to think about sections where there may be an opportunity to make a section larger in a multi-section class so that we could run 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 fewer sections in a multi-section class. I have also asked them to think about when we have in particular electives, whether or not they're able to sequence an elective so that an elective might be offered one semester as opposed to another semester, so that we can manage to narrow that gap in terms of what it is that we are able to afford and what it is that we're going to be able to deliver. In so doing, I explained the budget reality to our chairs, who are the leaders of our various departments, and I asked them to work with their faculty in order to make decisions that would be based on 3 main ideas. One is, how do we find efficiencies? The second is, how do we make sure that we are providing the learning outcomes that we are always wanting to make sure that we are providing for our students? And the third is, how do we make sure that we're offering the courses that our students need in order to progress for graduation? And I gave that directive to the faculty, and the faculty has been working to make decisions. Right now, it looks like they have trimmed from the spring schedule.
I'd like to say...
I'm actually not finished, and you all spoke, so let me finish. We actually are planning, the spring schedule has not yet been...
As a student,
let me finish.
This is what they try to do to us. Just saying.
Finish, you can respond, but first I'm going to finish.
We're saying the same thing over and over.
So, right now, last spring, we scheduled about 1,900 classes, of which 1,700 ran. This spring, we are actually scheduling around 1,700 classes. So we are about going to run right now, assuming everything runs with the same level of fullness. We're about to run about the same number of classes that we scheduled last year. So that is what I can tell you about what it is that we did with our planning.
Can I respond?
Again, I'll respond to.
Please. I just respectfully, that response to that question was below par. So, as you guys all know in this room, Columbia College Chicago Film Department makes up the majority of the student body here, right? I've been here long enough where I've been able to take classes that some of them are not offered anymore, which are required for us to graduate, right? But the faculty here are fighting for our classes. So last year I took the line producer workshop, which partners with Directing 3 and other classes, right? This year, Directing 3 was cut, even though you're saying that you told the faculty to cut classes that don't make sense, or that enough students wouldn't want to take it. There are so many students that I know that wish that Directing 3 was still a class offered.
Or practical.
Not only does it not teach us how to do our job that we want to pursue, but also the faculty are fighting for classes that we need and that we love. So this talk of that the faculty are deciding that we're cutting classes because they don't think it's important, I just respectfully think that's not true. Because last year and this year, there's so many teachers that I have that are fighting to put classes back onto the schedule.
Yes.
I want to add to that, but afterwards, did you have something to say?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I came here to direct. I was trying to get into the directing sequence, and I was supposed to graduate in 2026. I just found out that if I manage to get into the D1 class, which is I believe there's 3-4 sections that are already full, and if I get into that class, I still won't complete the sequence until 2028. I was supposed to find out about this somewhere last year, but I mean, my advisor was fired, so.
Mine too!
Same. And these classes, it's not like us students don't want to take them. They're filling up. Each year, when we go to sign up for classes, the website crashes.
Every year.
We have to figure out a new way to build a schedule, and I think this is probably the correct way of saying it, but it's like drafting your own fantasy class team, you know? You don't know what's gonna happen. There's always a first round, you know, at 7 a.m. You don't get that, so you have to move on to the next. And because of that, they say that each year, oh, it gets easier and easier.
I never got the class schedule I needed.
Right.
Yeah.
And they say each year it's gonna get easier and easier as you go through. It does not. It crashes. We have to email teachers to get into the full classes, and luckily the faculty understands us and allows us to be in those classes that we need to take to graduate on time.
Thank you. I want to address a few things. First of all, you can see this is not just something that happened overnight. This is a long years of this administration and frankly this mismanagement, and we can show over and over the type of decisions. But this decision, let me be really clear, it did come 2 weeks before the semester, approximately 2 weeks before the semester began. It was decided upon by a few people at the top. There were no faculty representation. No faculty representation. And let's talk about dismissive language. Because when the provost keeps saying, and let me be clear too, that the outcome of this after the fact, after the decision was made, is trying to put the blame now on faculty. Why? Because they want us to fight each other. We're not going to do that. All our faculty care about this institution. And when the provost speaks of faculty, she is not speaking of myself or the majority of the part-time faculty. She ignores us, she dismisses us, she won't even acknowledge us as representatives of this institution. And I have come to you over and over, Dr. Kim, and said that's a problem. That's a big problem. And so when I want to be clear, when the provost said, I'm going to the faculty, first of all, there's two things with that. One, we are not going to allow her to divide us among each other. The faculty did not make this decision. This came from a few people at the top. And let me also be clear, the provost is not recognizing the union or the majority of the faculty. The harm to this institution is great. The harm to the classes, the only people that are going to be harmed by this per the directive is part-time faculty. Part-time faculty, that's it. And that was a response to us. Part-time faculty only are going to be harmed by this. It is not a commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion that the college claims to have. It is not a role model for our students who are going to go out and many of them be in jobs like SAG-AFTRA, be in jobs that are unionized. And we're a proud Chicago union We're wearing red, but we stand in solidarity with many of our brothers and unions across this country that are fighting for this type of inequity. We have to do that. And I'm proud of all the students here. I'm proud of our faculty for standing up. It is not easy. It is not easy because this institution during COVID and always tries to and fights tooth and nail to make sure we don't get unemployment. This is the type of institution we live under. This is it. And so we also are with CTU. This is our union. We know how to fight these kind of battles. It is not okay. It's not okay to do this, Dr. Kim. Not over and over. You asked us to wait. It's been years of mismanagement. And when you do these kind of decisions and you dismiss the entire part-time faculty, and I have to sit here and listen to, now I'm going to place the blame on the other faculty to try to divide us, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay. And to not acknowledge the part-time faculty when you say faculty is not okay. It's not okay, and it has happened over and over and over. We were not involved, we are not involved, and we're still not involved in these decisions.
So, one small thing. Curriculum decisions are managed by the faculty. This is not an effort to try and divide the faculty. Define the faculty. Includes full-time faculty who are tenured, our teaching track faculty, and part-time faculty who are full-time faculty and, I'm sorry, what percent?
Part-time faculty make over 60% of this institution.
And part-time faculty are able to participate in faculty meetings of departments where decisions are being made.
In meaningful ways? It's not true. And this institution has denied us. We were part of shared governance, Dr. Kim, and you have denied us access to shared governance. And if you want to give us shared governance, that's great, because it's been denied over and over and over.
Diana, are you saying that part-time faculty are not able to attend? Are you saying
There is a parent over here who would like to speak.
Being a photographer.
I have a question. I'm obviously a parent, and I'm also a public school educator. I'm a union member. I really have one question. I want to say, first of all, I'm really disturbed by the lack of transparency with financial information. As a parent and as someone who works on a site-based decision-making council at my own school, you can't hide financials. That has got to be public knowledge. But my question is, for those of us parents who have been enlightened thanks to you all coming in today, so thank you for that. Who can we contact with our opinions or our questions, and where can we find their contact information?
So I'm going to give you an email for the union, and we're happy to connect you with the larger coalition. So the email for the union is info, I-N-F-O, at P as in Paul, F as in Frank, A, C as in Charlie, .org. Info at pfac.org. We are so happy to meet with you, talk to you, show you the facts, show you the emails, show you the evidence of how these decisions were made. I will expose everything. We will show you every little detail.
Hi. I think we have another question by a parent. Before that, Office of the President, one word, Office of the President at colum.edu, colum.edu, sorry about that, is a way to get in touch with our office for any student parent. We plan on continuing to communicate with the community. We heard a lot of the parents' questions and some of the students' questions today. We'll work on providing further information on that, but Office of the President at colum.edu is a way to get in touch with the administration.
Let's hear another response from the audience.
I'm a parent, sophomore. Been a photographer for over half a century. So I understand the arts, I understand the economics. I have lived it for years. The conversation's becoming a little tedious right now. I want you to understand that my one fear is how to really understand and believe in the administration position when alumni who are told that they can go out into the world and have a career give back to the institution that they learned from, only to find out that they don't get full benefits, only to find out that they have to struggle, and then to find out that they're going to be fired. This is something that diminishes your arguments when you do not stand in solidarity with the people who you are educating, sending out into the world. Then you cut them off. How can we trust in your thought process as to what is essential for education? Now, I understand economics. I am not greatly successful in my career because I wasn't the greatest businessman. But I do understand art, and I do understand the decisions that you make. But then again, you're undermining the position by cutting the throat of the people who are your family.
President Vallera, and I want you to know, as a longtime photographer, that Columbia views areas like theater and photography just don't make us money.
Yep.
And so that is the opinion of the school.
They closed the dark room!
So, again, I'm Laurent. The office of the president email address is a way to get in touch with us and for us to get back to you. As you know, there are a lot of other events planned for the weekend, some of which are a demand on the president's time that he has to get to. We know this needs to be an ongoing conversation.
How big was your bonus?
Committed to keep we unfortunately have to end this event right now.
We have to,
and you have a way to reach us.
The audience, we have another response from the audience.
Thank you.
I would like to know, we brought our son here, he is a BFA cinematography student. He's a freshman and he loves it here. About the time you cashed my check, you decided to cut classes and increase the size of the classes. It is a stretch for us to afford our child to come here. And we chose Columbia because we thought it would get him the best opportunity to pursue his passion and make a life of it. And we are not going to be able to do that with increasing class sizes and classes being cut. And so do we sign a lease for next year?
No!
Or do we plan B? Because this is not what we signed up for.
To address class size, which the faculty, I don't know any faculty that are thinking this is a good idea for this institution, which by the way advertises small class sizes, one-on-one instruction. That's why many of our students come here. But we have been arguing over and over, besides the economic issues, besides all the issues of lack of transparency that you're hearing, we cannot give our students the quality of education in those large class sizes. We know it. We know that some of the courses that are being eliminated are because they can't get any larger. So eliminate some of those courses is what we're told. Unfortunately, one thing that fortunately the faculty are pointing out a few things. When the class sizes get that large, first of all, it's unethical to take the money. It's unethical. We can't give the kind of quality of education. And if you don't have that one-on-one instruction, you don't build that community, you don't build those relationships. You can't help those students then get the careers that they deserve. You can't possibly teach them. So what are we told to teach them the quality of education that we know the students deserve? So what are we told? And recently we're told, what do we do about this? The college comes to us and says, we have a plan, and the plan is we're going to train you to manage your larger class size. And yes, that may mean you may have to change your curriculum. You may have to think differently on how you teach your courses. This is unacceptable. It's unacceptable for many reasons because we care and we value our students
And we as faculty know that they're not going to get the quality of instruction. It's a mental health issue. There's so many issues that happen if we can't have that one-on-one instruction. It's unethical. It's unethical because of where the money is going, Dr. Kim. You've got to open up your books. It's way too late for conversations. That's why these demands are here. That's why we're moving forward.
Okay, thank you everybody. Please stay in touch, please communicate. There will be staff available throughout the day.
Shut up!
I've got a question for any administration that is here. My name is Petey. I'm a freshman traditional animations major and acting and theater directing minors. I want to know, why was the first thought to cut required classes to save this $2 million instead of lowering your own extremely large salaries to save that money instead?
One more thing. Each of you has a different experience, which I respect. I don't know the policy of cutting required courses. I do know.
Nice doctorate.
Sometimes there are classes that are desired, that are not required. That could be what's going on in some cases. The other thing I want to say about class size, there's a very thoughtful conversation going on about where is it possible and where is it not possible. Faculty. So, particularly, we're looking at ways in which to preserve upper levels where most of the true hands-on, closer to one-on-one work goes on in the curriculum, expanding it at the beginning, but we're also aware that that creates challenges that we're trying to figure out how to ameliorate. If none of this, if we had endless resources, we'd be having a very different conversation. So the Student Center was built by selling our share of the University Center and the Johnson Building. This was not built with tuition money. And, well,
20 million in bonds!
So anyway, I have my next presentation that I have to get to.
Mr. Stephen, we see the look in your eyes, and we see you trying to be a politician and avoid questions. Don't think we're stupid.
Diana, Vallera, and myself will ensure that the Board of Trustees gets to listen to demands.
You might be able to fool some of these kids with rich parents who get brainwashed all the time by people like you, but can't fool us.
Means a lot to see how many people tuned in live. Thank you for standing with us even though you couldn't be here in person.
I'm so glad you did so well.
Dude, that was wild.
Dude, that guy in the crease. Fucking hate him.
Oh,
you know the girl.
The Rollet? Was that
She was like, I'm still like, excuse me. I was like,
She got a typhoid. This is a dark day for like the Kim president.
Go listen. In the film program, long before you guys, we started a petition. We were the only school that still shot on 35. They took that away because it cost too much. Okay, alumni, all of us got together and tried to respond to that. They did nothing. They took away practicum. They took away D3 because they cost too much.
Those are important,
Okay,
but
so
most of those are crowdfunded by us anyways.
Not practicum.
Well, at least the D3 is, so I don't know why they got rid of that.
And I've collaborated on casting with D3 for years and years. All of us working together.
It's so important. The D3.
Yep. It's not just
it's not like you don't want it.
Right, like, and I feel so bad for the professors. They're trying so hard.
Right.
No,
And
we
it's the
fought
only
to
way
get
for
one more
students,
semester
like,
of it.
incoming students, to get on set and get real experience because.
Well, that's what they advertise that you're coming here for. Right.
But here's the, and most students won't get hired because they don't have the experience to fulfill that role. Because there's people like in my grade or higher, like seniors, who don't want to rely on like a new student to fulfill like, you know, doing something else. So those class teachers sometimes do that.
I'll give you this, but can I take these? Because we only have a few copies left.
Well, did
and
you
I
want to
get more.
Okay, I can like find my friends who they might have.
No,
extras.
no, no. I
Okay.
mean, you should circulate these and take pictures of them and put them on social media. But we're gonna get more of these printed, so we'll get more.
I did to address something that I wasn't sure if you were aware of yet. I don't know if there's like I can figure out some things to do.
Most of our students are going in, hopefully, you know,
That is awful.
What does he have to do with it? That's like.
right, like you
They
guys
were
wanted
it was like
It's just constant blame shift.
only for full-time
Just
faculty.
constant blame shift.
You know, and they forget about us.
Oh,
And so that's the way they do.
Who are in the front row?
Student government.
Those are student government.
Yeah.
Do you guys elect them?
No, I mean maybe.
Yeah,
Actually, I really have no information
One
on
guy
it.
was unopposed, and
I feel like a lot of people don't know about the elections, so
No.
I feel like I feel like it's just SDA
So are they
that votes.
representing?
no,
Well, then you
they clearly sat there in silence.
Well, I think somewhere.
They looked very
That's why I'm
uncomfortable.
I think they should have.
I don't know. I don't think they're allowed to take a bias type
No.
of
Probably.
especially in their uniforms. Like my friend,
Yeah.
she was here. She's on the Chronicle. They'll fire her if she takes a bias. Well, while she's like in her job.
If she thinks for herself.
Yeah, but she shouldn't have to worry about the safety of her job in order to speak up for what is right.
Well, no, yeah, just whenever she's like in uniform, she's not technically allowed to take a side.
It's not right, but it is the reality.
It's the reality. And that's student Chronicle.
Anyway, this is
Wow.
like,
Well, that was an
was-
interesting thing to watch.
was-
Them
that was-
tap
that
dance
was
around
Right.
and they were all saying
Oh,
their stuff. No, I think they're meant.
well, of course there is. Sure,
I'm so proud of our students. And when I say the school, I'm proud of our students and our faculty and our staff. And it has been years of mismanagement. We heard today that instead of telling us, opening the books, instead of being transparent, instead of being honest, we heard them skirt every issue, try to blame other faculty, try to put the blame on each other, try to put the blame on others so that we fight each other. That's not going to happen. This is too many years of mismanagement. We've had enough. These demands are going to be met, or we will take different actions. It's going to happen. So the demands are going to be October 25th by noon. Stay tuned. We will take additional actions. There's no more chances with this administration. They have had lots of chances, and they continue to do wrong by our students and our faculty.
Are you open to a couple questions from the people online?
Of course, yeah.
So a big question we're receiving is where can we get shirts?
Yes, we ordered more shirts, and this demand has to be met by noon, and you know we're going to have a place to meet by noon, and anticipate that noon on October 25th. And we're trying to get the shirts done by noon on October 25th so we can pass out additional shirts.
Awesome. Then another question I received is when will we know the results of the strike vote?
The strike vote comes in
on Wednesday at midnight. So that same day, October 25th, Wednesday or Thursday?
That's a great question.
Hey Lisa, the strike vote comes in at what, at midnight?
Wednesday, October 25th at
Yes.
11:59.
Yes.
So Wednesday, October 25th at 11:59. We will also post on here the results. I will not. So make sure you follow and make sure to let people know that this is the official account because we will we receive our info directly from Diana here. So just let them know. And then another common question is. If the strike is official, what will that mean for students and what are you asking students to do?
Well, we have a bargaining. First of all, we hope that this is enough of a demonstration, and we hope that we keep demonstrating like this. That put enough pressure that the board just realizes that we've all lost confidence in this administration. We're launching a vote of confidence to help support that. And if on Wednesday they don't meet the demands, Thursday morning we have contract negotiations at 9 a.m. with some of the people that you saw in this room. We're going to make it what's called open bargaining, and we're going to invite the entire student body and faculty to attend and witness that bargaining session. At that point, we will leave and make a decision about how we move forward. And we'll, of course, this won't be effective, I don't believe, unless we stand together. We don't let them divide us. So what that will mean is that our students stay strong, our faculty stay strong, and that as an institution, our colleagues stay with us in full support if we have to go on strike.
And just to clarify, if we go on strike, you are asking students to remain home from class.
That, of course, that's the student's choice. But you know, the students who are demanding and are part of these demands, certainly that would be the effective thing, is for all of us to be on strike together. But that is always the student's choice to do something like that.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Just that I'm proud of. This is the Columbia that, you know, we as faculty love teaching here. And I can't tell you how many faculty they're upset about the changes, but the first and foremost, every letter I read is about the quality of education, about how this is unethical to do this to the school that we love so much. So I'm just proud of us. I'm proud of us. Thank you.
And we're proud of you.
Thank you. We're
Thank
proud
you
of
so
you.
much.
We're
Thanks.
happy to support you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we just want you to know.
Yeah.
There are more of us that
And,
you can
you know,
reach out
I
to.
wanted,
You can
I would
spread
like to
that word.
speak at the end, but then the
Right.
dark, mysterious stranger. But, you know, you guys, I mean, Emily and Sully are in my class, but, you know, we want the best for, we like to teach, right? Like I said to them, I'm not here because I'm like, woo, $5,000 for 15 weeks, I'm rolling in the Benjamin.
Yeah, no.
That is not happening.
No,
I
that's
do
not-
it because I
that's
have a
not why we
career.
teach, right.
And I love what I do, and I am at an age, right, where I have a lot of information to impart to my students,
And a lot of
and I
wisdom.
want them to go out and succeed. And I've been really fortunate. We got a lot of students go on to get agency voiceover, and you know that's what you're coming here for, right? The people who can go, you're really talented. You know, let me send that to here and there. You know, we can't guarantee anything, right? But you have at least the connection to meet people.
The best chance possible.
In the industry that can help you get, that's why you all came here, right? It's why I wanted to teach here. Because I went to a commuter school in Boston after leaving Emerson College. I felt like a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo.
That's why I got out of Massachusetts also. Because like literally every college there, you hear about some scandal and you're like, like UMass answers.